Grit. Angela Duckworth. Simply incredible, guys. Incredible, incredible, incredible. Really teaches you how to persevere and reach those goals. Link will be in the description, and let's get to it. So, passion comes from grit. We don't wake up knowing our calling. We develop it over time. And as you develop competence in a certain area, that's when you develop your passion. You're not passionate about something right from the beginning. You have to develop skill, and over time, then it'll become a passion. So let me ask you guys this question. Do you have a job, a career, or a calling? Think about that for a second. Put it in the comments too. Get some discussion going about it. Do you have a job, a career, or a calling? What do you think? A job is just for the money. A career leads to something better. And a calling evolves to be life engrossing. That's your life mission. And then the most important thing from grit that I've learned, at least, is the goal hierarchy. So you got your top level goals, your mid level goals, and your low level goals. And what do you guys think about the top level goals? Should they be really specific? Put that in the comments too. What do you think? How should you format your top level goals? I'll give you a second to comment it. If you said to be really specific, you're wrong. So look, your top level goals, they should be very ambiguous, but concrete, okay? So you should have around like 3 of these at most. My example, I want to inspire others to be great. Now this is very concrete, but it's ambiguous. What does that mean, Zach? How do you inspire other people? What are your metrics for this? I'll get to it. And this is precisely why they need to be ambiguous, because then you got your mid-level goals underneath. These are a little bit less ambiguous and can change slightly, and they feed the top level goals. So example would be, I could write a book, I could deliver speeches. Both of these would serve the top level goal of inspiring others to be great, right? And then, so just below that, we got the low level goals, and these are specific but flexible. So in order to write a book, what do I have to do? I have to write a page a day, or if that doesn't work, I can change it. Maybe 1 chapter a week would work better. And this feeds my mid-level goal of writing a book, which feeds my top-level goal of inspiring others to be great. So guys, really, really dig down and rewrite your goals out like this. It changed my life. I wrote down my goals, took out a piece of paper. I had 3 bubbles at the top, my top-level goals, and then a couple bubbles underneath that filled my mid-level goals, and then goals on the bottom that filled my lower tier goals. It's a very, very awesome activity. I highly recommend you all do this. And it's okay to change the low level goals, because if things aren't working day to day, you can change them. But don't change your top level goals. That's why they're ambiguous, because then you can measure it in a different way. So if you don't, maybe your top level goal is to inspire others to be great, and originally your metric is start a Fortune 500 business. But then as time goes on, your goals kind of change a little bit. Maybe you don't want to start that Fortune 500 business. So that mid-level goal needs to be changed to something maybe more aligned with what you want to do in order to feed that same top level goal, right? So just keep focused on those. And hard work and consistency are what matter the most. Just keep on being consistent. That is how you develop grit. Deliberate practice is key. This goes back to all the other books. Actually, I think grit might be the one that popularized deliberate practice is key. It goes back to Outliers, Deep Work, Bored and Brilliant, Hyper Focus, all of these books. It's not how many hours you work, but how many quality hours with clearly defined goals. Full concentration, immediate feedback, that's key. And repetition. So 1 to 3 hours per day is the max, up to 4 hours, very max. You got to have that full concentration and immediate feedback. So after you're done, how do you measure what you did? So if your goal, write a chapter a day, you could bang out a book in 12 days, 15 days? Very powerful. Deliberate practice is key. And deliberate practice is supposed to be hard, which is why only 1 to 3 hours per day is the maximum, because our brains get tired out so quickly. So the more you practice deliberate practice, the more rest you need to recover and come back the next day on your A game. And learn to love the process and the challenge. That is true grit. If you're only focused on the outcome, you're not going to develop grit, because you're going to get discouraged when you don't get there. If you focus on the process, on the day-to-day struggle, the daily just getting 1% better, that's grit, and that will lead to everlasting success. So guys, that was it for Grit. Very gritty book. If you guys like this video, like it, thought it was valuable, subscribe to the channel so you can get more book summaries. Post 3 per week, that's 150 per year. Incredible knowledge, exploding your brain type of knowledge. And that's really Grit. If you keep on watching these, that is Grit. So thank you guys. Thank you for everyone who's been watching these since day one. I really appreciate it. And I hope you got something out of today. I hope you learned. I hope your brain grew.
So lifelong learning and reading books is just one part of Sticky Habits University and Discipline 101. Imagine kicking all your bad habits to the curb, and imagine how successful you'd feel after implementing 10 new healthy habits. After enrolling in Discipline 101, my new course, that's how you'll feel every single day. Living like this changed my life. Go check it out.